Hello everybody and welcome back to more political chatter. In this video we will be talking about the House Speaker vote and how Steve Scalise of Louisiana has just been endorsed by the House Republican Party. Today they held a um, closed door meeting so that the debacle that happened in January, isn't shown to the American public so that the Republican Party, the House Republican Party, can appear strong, unlike what happened in January. So they held a meeting behind closed doors where they discussed candidates presented themselves. We don't really know what went down, but we do know that the vote was 113. Of course, this isn't a official speaker vote, but more of a tally among just the Republicans to see they should endorse, because this would cause so many of the 99 Republicans to switch to the 113 group. But anyway, 113 Republicans, House Republicans, voted for Steve Scalise of Louisiana, and 99 voted for Jim Jordan, a more conservative um, member of the right flank in the House Freedom Caucus. Jim Jordan of Ohio, 99 voted for. And then 11 voted for others. I don't believe we know who those others are. Probably all Kevin McCarthy, honestly, or maybe 10 for Kevin McCarthy and 1 for someone else or something, because there is a growing group of representatives of Republicans that want Speaker McCarthy back, given his very strong support for Israel. Now given this whole thing happening in Israel, so so uh, when it comes to that, Kevin McCarthy, he has declined running again, and even for a second time now, he's telling his supporters to vote for someone else. He's probably going to endorse Steve Scalise, because I think Jim Jordan was like voting against McCarthy in January or whatever. But anyway, I would just guess that he endorses Scalise. But it doesn't really matter, because that means the House Republicans have endorsed Steve Scalise of Louisiana for Speaker. Right now, you know, before Kevin McCarthy was voted out, he was the number 2 behind McCarthy in House leadership for Republicans. But doesn't mean he can win, because, of course, whatever 113 and, because 212 are not all the U.S. representatives. There were so many more. So this is what we know right now, and it is not looking like Steve Scalise will win the speakership. So we will have a similar situation in January, but I do predict it will be a lot shorter, a lot quicker, that they will get their act together. But anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a no vote for Steve Scalise. She will be voting for Jim Jordan. Sorry, I forgot to mention something extremely important. Jim Jordan has endorsed Steve Scalise for Speaker. He is following these this endorsement by the House Republican Party after this vote. All those 99 votes who voted for Jim Jordan, vast majority will now be voting for Steve Scalise. So Jim Jordan endorsing Steve Scalise, definitely a sign of unity. Jordan will not put up a fight on the House floor. That is great news for Steve Scalise. Huge. That is majorly avoiding a big brawl on the House floor. But doesn't mean that all of his 99 votes will vote for Steve Scalise. No, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, part of the House Freedom Caucus, is not supporting Steve Scalise for Speaker. And even though Jim Jordan endorsed Steve Scalise, she will be voting for Jim Jordan. Thomas Massie of Kentucky says that he told Steve Scalise straight up that he is voting not necessarily for Jim Jordan, but he is not voting for Steve Scalise. Nancy Mace posts on Twitter, I will be voting for Jim Jordan for Speaker. This is after the endorsement and everything. She is a no vote on Scalise. Now, that's 3 right there. Okay? And with how narrow this majority is, the Republicans have 222 seats, Democrats have 213. All 213 Democrats will be voting for Hakeem Jeffries. So with that narrow majority, all Steve Scalise has to spare is 4 Republican votes. 4 of the 99 that voted for Jim Jordan. That will be a feat to win on the first ballot. So, especially when you have Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace saying they're voting for Jim Jordan already. But Thomas Massie says that he thinks there are at least 20 members. And a member of Congress knows better than anyone else. 20. That's a lot more than what we have right now, 3. So it could be a lot worse than we're thinking, according to Thomas Massie. It's not just going to be Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massie, and Nancy Mace. It's going to be 20, which, when you think about it, sounds reasonable, given that there are 99. Given that there are 99 Jim Jordan votes in this conference or whatever where they voted, it does make sense that there are about 20 that will not vote for Steve Scalise. And again, Thomas Massie knows better than anyone. So it will not be the first ballot where we get a new speaker. Probably won't be the second. Maybe the 3rd, 4th, 5th. Or it could be the 20th. Who knows? But honestly, I see Republicans, the far-right Republicans switching, eventually switching, making deals maybe, eventually switching to Steve Scalise quicker than they did for Kevin McCarthy in January. I think that Scalise is more acceptable to them than Kevin McCarthy is. I think that they definitely view Kevin McCarthy as more of a sellout than Steve Scalise. But I think it'll be easier for Scalise in overall. So, yeah, I think Scalise wins eventually. I don't think it's going to be as long as the January vote. So, what we can expect to see, Hakeem Jeffries and Steve Scalise. Well, Hakeem Jeffries lead the vote probably on the first ballots, on the beginning ballots, and then whatever. I think that Scalise will eventually get the majority +1. So thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That'd be great. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.